Play it. What's up, y'all, man? Y'all already know what it is, man. Mr. I ain't saying pause the fucking boxing, man. You see what we got here. Y'all know what it is. Let's not be misconstrued on any type of goddamn brackets. First of all, we heard that through the grapevines of social media and other spectators and stuff that Keith Thurman and Errol Spence was going to have a fight, which was a mandatory produced by the WBC, and we notice now that the fight will be at 154. Now I don't really have a problem with the fight being moved that much from 147 to 154. But at least have a scrap on the line or whatever, something that is beneficial to either man's career. But the fight is still very interesting. Let's not get that misconstrued. Now, what I'm up here for is because I've been watching blog after tab after blog after tab, different boxing channels and stuff like that. Now, you got a shitload of people that believe that Errol Spence can take Keith Thurman off his wheels and put him into retirement and be forgotten about. Let me say that that is a false narrative and that is false advertisement. We're not going to sit up here and make it seem like Keith Thurman doesn't bring in that fucking pain, man. He brings in that pain, okay? Boxing purists and bloggers and Errol Spence fans, cool, whatever, support your boy. But let's not get it fucked up. Keith Thurman is very dangerous and very capable of stopping Errol Spence in his tracks, okay? First of all, Errol Spence has never, ever fought a boxer like Keith Thurman ever along his career. We're talking about a man that can stick and move, who got good footwork, he got very good speed, he got power in both hands, and he's very methodical in the ring. We're talking about somebody who knows the ring, okay? We're talking about somebody who's not going to stand in front of Errol Spence and just be a sack of potato bags and let Errol Spence just beat him to death the way he did fucking Yugas. We're not going to, come on, man. And remember the mistakes that Errol Spence made when he dropped his mouthpiece out of his goddamn mouth during the match with him and you guys. He looked down, his attention went to the mouthpiece, and you guys hit him with a jab that sent him flying to the fucking ropes. So can you imagine if he would have made that mistake with Keith Thurman, a man with dynamite in both fucking hands, what that fight could have been? Let's not get it up, man. And then y'all keep on talking about, oh, Keith Thurman is accessible to the body, he's weak to the body. Well, why everybody that hit Keith Thurman to the body never got him out of there with a body shot? Why is it that elite fighters allow Keith Thurman to spit his mouth guard out of his mouth, continue to retreat danger, then put his mouth guard back in his mouth and continue to fight? If this man is so easy to be hurt by body, then why has Keith Thurman never been stopped with body shots? Y'all got to get out of here with that, because we all know that Keith Thurman has a very large chance at beating Errol Spence. Okay, so we heard the fight was going to be April. Now it's in May. Cool, whatever. As long as the goddamn fight don't get postponed any longer than that. Okay, we need to get this out the way so we can really narrow it down to who is the true king of the welterweight division. I personally believe that Keith Thurman one time has what it takes to upset and stop. Because the reason why I say an upset is because a lot of people And a lot of the Errol Spence fans and a lot of other people have Keith Thurman losing. This man is dangerous. You got to understand, Keith Thurman hasn't been talking. He hasn't been talking. He hasn't came out yet. Okay, but he will. I know he will. And I can't wait to hear what he has to say. But we're talking about one-time Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman has stopped more opponents with body shots than Errol Spence ever will. Okay, don't get me wrong. Errol Spence is a great fighter, but he does not have the tools that Keith Thurman possessed. Speed, footwork, power in both hands. Very methodical in the ring. He got a very great boxing IQ that I feel like he doesn't get enough credit for. And I believe when Keith Thurman locks into something that he really wants to win with no injuries, this man is very dangerous, man. Don't get it messed up. Keith Thurman is still somebody to reckon with. You guys better understand that he is not a joke. And if y'all sitting up here, y'all boasting, y'all up here working up the ego of Errol Spence fans, and y'all going to be crying coming fight night. Because Keith Thurman is not going to take this fight without a title on the line, and he don't feel he can win. You got to understand, Keith Thurman is about to take a fight with Errol Spence, one of the top guys of the welterweight division at 147 with no belt on the line at 154. You're talking about a replenish, a fresh, in shape, fresh Keith Thurman coming in 154. That's a lot of power that Keith Thurman is about to carry into this fight. Yeah, Errol Spence can crack too, but Keith Thurman power is different. Everybody, oh, he didn't stop Mario Barrios. Man, it's a comeback fight. He don't need to stop Mario Barrios. Mario Barrios is being introduced to the 147 welterweight division. He doesn't need to be embarrassed or knocked out or beat up like that bad if he wants a future in the 147 division. So Keith Thurman just gave him a lesson. He didn't want to make him look crazy enough that nobody be taking him serious or he won't get no better fights. He gave him an ass whooping enough to be like, yo, the next fight you get into at 147, you better beat the shit out of somebody because I just gave you a lesson that you can take into it with your own fights in the future. And that's all Keith Thurman wanted to do. He wanted to just give Mario Barrios a lesson because he actually liked the kid. He likes the boy. But y'all wanted him to knock him out. Why? What would that do for Mario Barrios' career to just knock him out? No, Keith Thurman actually passed the torch by whooping Mario Barrios' ass the way he did, giving him a lesson and giving him another chance that he has right now. Mario Barrios about to be in the ring with I think the guy that fought Adrian Bruner. You know what I'm saying? I forgot the guy's name, but he fought Adrian Bruner. And that's who Mario Barrios is fighting at 147 now. But the factor is that Keith Thurman is so skillful that he held back. And I know he held back on that Mario Barrios fight because, Mario Barrios still got a family to feed. He still got mouths to feed. He still got a career. So therefore, Keith Thurman knew that he didn't have to go and just knock him out savagely the way Gervonta Davis did him and all that shit because it's unnecessary. Just beat the man, let him have a career at 147 and see what he can do. You don't deplenish a man's, career like that. So what I'm trying to say is Keith Thurman is a very smart, wise boxer. He knows what he's talking about in and out the ring. And y'all sleeping on this man because if y'all think that he's just going to come into this Errol Spence fight without a belt on the line besides the fact of bragging rights and he's not going to whoop that ass, he's about to whoop that ass. Okay? He's about to give Errol Spence a lesson he's never been taught before because you got to understand, Errol Spence does the basic things of boxing. He got a good 1-2, he got a good uppercut, he got a good body shot, he got good things. But Keith Thurman is not going to stand in front of him too long for him to let off all those shots the way he did with you guys and shit like that. You notice Errol Spence always struggled with the boxers that moved around and had good footwork. Look how he struggled with Sean Porter. Okay? He struggled with Sean Porter. Sean Porter really exposed a little bit of the things that Errol Spence would need to work on. Okay, if you look back at that fight. So, therefore, we know that Keith Thurman does that even better than Sean Porter. Keith Thurman has power in both hands than Sean Porter. Keith Thurman got more power in his hands than you guys, and more footwork, and he's not going to sit in front of Errol Spence and let him pick him off like that and hitting him to the body and all that. He's going to get the fuck out of there, bop, 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 hit, get his shit in there, and he's going to, move around. Okay, some people gonna call it running, but I call it smart boxing. Yo, I ain't saying pause the boxing news. We here with some more exclusive. We gonna come back with some more news. So May 15th, Keith Thurman and Errol Spence is supposed to be at the AT&T Stadium in Texas. We'll see what happens, man. This is around Cinco de Mayo, whatever those holidays that goes on for the Latinos and stuff like that out there in Texas. There's a whole bunch of celebrations going on at that time. But at the end of the day, I know that Keith Thurman, without a shot of a doubt, has a chance of winning this fight. Everybody's talking about 60-40 and all that. Nah, man, this is a 50-50 fucking fight, man. This is a 50-50 fight, man. Y'all better respect my boy Keith Thurman. He's out here. He's not playing. He's in the gym. He's looking ripped. I'm telling you, y'all gonna be sick fight night, man. So y'all better enjoy all this little celebration y'all doing right now, because when Keith Thurman comes back, man, I don't think he's coming back to be playing with nobody. If this man is willing to fight Errol Spence at 154 without a title on the line, y'all got to know that hitman means business. That man means business. He not coming to leave no question box on fight night. He's coming to do some damage. So y'all better pay attention, man. I ain't saying pause the boxing news. We be back.